Boy, are you fat!
No lies detected.
No lies detected, but rats are detected. Welcome back to The Sopranos, Season 5, Episode 2, the class of '04. They're getting out there. They're coming out in wee drips and drabs, and who's taking your attention? Last episode, it was pretty much just speech, but now we're seeing Tony B. It's not quite Tony, but we've got a wee B at the end. Is that because Tony's an A and this guy's a B? We've got Phil Leotardo out. We've got a few other people out. We've got deaths. We've got more rats. We've just got mediocre episode, to be honest.
Phil Retardo, I don't care for him too much, but Tony B, he's doing it for me.
I'll tell you what, keep an eye on Phil Leotardo. He'll move up the pecking order.
No, I am a fan of Phil Leotardo, but he's not Tony B quite yet.
No, he's not Tony B. Right, let's talk about Tony B. Guy comes out. He looks here.
I think Tony is genuinely upset that he might no longer be the best Tony on the show.
That could be it. Now, the episode's called Rat Pack. I do think Steve Buscemi has a bit of a rat look to him. I like the actor, but I think he looks very scrawny.
Was he? I'm pretty sure he was in... What's that film with Nicolas Cage? Con Air?
Yeah, I think he's in a lot of stuff.
I think he was in Con Air.
No, he's in quite a lot of things. He recently got beat up in New York in real life.
Oh, it's not in Sopranos?
No.
Well, New York's a dodgy place. I wouldn't go there. But anyway, enough about real life.
No, he's a good guy. He helped out during 9/11.
Enough about the shithole that is New York. Let's talk about the shithole that is New Jersey Sopranos.
Yeah, right, so Tony B gets released. I mean, immediately this guy just makes an impact on screen. That's all you can ask for.
Yeah, I mean, he's came out after 15 years in the slammer, and he's basically burying everybody in Tony's crew.
Boy, are you fat.
And it's like one-liners. They have no reply. I mean, they're trying to wreck him. The guy's doing gay massages. I'm sure there's ammunition there, but they can't find it. They can't fire it. The gun's jamming, and he's just reloading and like single shot and everybody.
He says to Polly, "Is your hair still wet?" Then he I mean, not even half a second later, he looks at Big Fat Feto and he's like, "Yeah, you dealing those candy bars, big man?" It's like,
you dealing those cards and candy bars, buddy?
Come on, damn it! But yeah, brilliant.
But it's like everyone knows that they've been put in their place here and they just accept it. But Tony acts like a little bitch.
He does.
Hey, you can joke around me, just not in front of the guys.
I think that's pathetic.
Yeah.
No, I get it, right? You've got to maintain appearances, and I do feel like the mob is like a whole different kettle of fish to other like groups, but I just don't get it.
No, look, I can totally get it if he's doing it when they're with outsiders or they're in public. But see when it's just them, see if they're having a wee poker night or they're having a wee meeting or they're just having like a meeting alone in a room and it's just the guys and Tony's crew. Shouldn't there be some banter? Shouldn't there be? So it's okay for Tony to run around calling everybody a fat fuck, even though he is a fat fuck. Definition there of a hypocrite. But someone can't make a joke about him.
No, it's very petty, but I think it sums up Tony at this stage of the game. I mean, he's always been like that. He's a petty man. But we'll get back to Tony B a wee bit later. But essentially, this episode, it's a lot about rats. So we kick off with a contractor by the name of Jack Mazzarone. They're trying to hype this guy up, right? He gives Tony a painting of the Rat Pack group. If you're aware of your music, then you might know this guy. So essentially, what this guy's trying to do here is he's wearing a wire. He's wearing a wire in via the hat. It's pointed out during like an FBI meeting later on that they're using these hats now. I mean, would Tony not see right through this just due to the fact maybe the guy previously hadn't wore hats and now all of a sudden he's wearing a hat? Tony even told him to take it off and he didn't take it off. I mean, is that not pretty obvious that it could be a wire in the hat, Tony?
Could be a wire in the hat, but I mean, could he not have a wire technically anywhere?
No, you could have a... But Tony was very hands-on with him the second time he met, but who really cares if this guy rats on Tony, man? It's like they're making such a big deal out of this guy. You've got Curto, who's an actual captain, right? They're kind of pressing him a bit, like, oh, you're not having giving us the best information, Curto. You've got Adriana as well giving up information this episode. She actually gives up her fucking bridesmaid, or maid of honour, or her father, or, you know, they're cashing checks, over 100 grand. And that ended the episode, but we'll get there later on. But it's like, why do they really need Adriana when they've got an actual fucking captain in Ray Curto giving up information?
Maybe they just want multiple rats. Maybe they're greedy. It's a rat
pack. No, more rats. Rat pack. More rats obviously help the cause. I get it. They need to build up a sufficient case against Tony.
You could also argue that having more rats kind of waters it down and takes away from the big main.
Yes.
But like...
No, but what the...
It's already been done, though. I mean, we've already seen it done with Big Sal. It's like,
No, I guess what this show's trying to do here, it isn't just a storyline. We actually want these guys arrested. We're not just going to stop at one rat. I think in other TV shows, you might only ever get one rat, and it's just for the sake of a storyline rather than like, the police actually do want to flip these guys. But
so you think the whole premise of this show is basically the police trying to bring them down?
no, I don't think that's I'm just talking about that's what happens in real life, and they're trying to keep it realistic. But what can Adriana provide the police that this captain guy can't?
Different method, different approach, I guess.
Different method, different approach. But what is?
Well, she's actually, I guess she's maybe more involved because she's dating Christopher, and he's actually in Tony's crew.
Yeah, but this guy's a captain. Red Kirtle's a captain.
Not in Tony's crew, is he?
Yeah, he fucking is.
Well, he's never really there.
Yeah, he's never really there, but he's still a captain.
In Tony's actual crew.
Yeah.
And this guy's New Jersey.
Yeah.
He doesn't seem like it though.
Yeah. Yeah, doesn't seem like it, but he is.
Is he always been in Tony's crew, or did he just
He's been in since season 1. The start of the show. This guy was a captain.
Why does he feel like just a random guy that appear? Why does he feel like he's from out of town and he just random? No, he doesn't feel like a Polly or a Sil or a Sal or a Christopher or the guy with the big fucking nose.
Furio wasn't a captain.
No, but Furio was part of Tony. He felt like he was part of Tony's crew.
Yeah, but this guy is like Ralph. He's a captain.
Yeah, but Ralph felt like he was part of Tony's crew.
Anyway, this guy. My point is, I just don't see why you would need. Why would they press Adriana so hard?
Probably because.
But not him.
Well, you could argue Adriana's got a much bigger involvement in the show. She appears a lot more.
Yes, but forget about the fact it's a show. It's like, what makes logical sense? The guy's a fucking captain or the wife of
well,
a guy that's only a captain?
Like you said, they ain't going to stop at trying to bring them down, so therefore they want more than one rat.
Yeah, but I think it makes sense to press the actual captain rather than the wife-to-be of a captain.
Maybe they're pressing him, but it's only he doesn't get as much screen time.
I think it's just plot purposes.
Is he on a part-time contract? Is he on the Brock Lesnar contract here?
I'm not too sure, but as Tony and Bobby and Junior are reminiscing, a phone call comes through from New York, and who's dead? Carmine's dead. Junior's not too happy about this, and I think there's
when was the last time Junior was happy, to be fair?
No, but you're not noticing here, there's a lot of wee, like, civil things going on with Junior. He's beginning to lose his mind. There's like early stages of dementia, but no one's really clocking on.
Old age is getting to him. Oh, who's dead now?
Eggs. And he tells Bobby to make more eggs, and he's like, you asked me that 2 minutes ago, Junior. Junior, you want me to make more eggs? Junior!
Although, I mean, I guess you could maybe say Tony confused him by saying he didn't want any eggs after...
True.
He asked him to make eggs for Tony.
Now, Tony B...
It's not like Tony to refuse food, but...
It's definitely not, but here, eggs are quite healthy. But Tony B... He wants to kind of go legit. He wants to start a licensed massage therapist play. And you know what, right? This guy did 15 years, and he actually did 15 years instead of Tony. Why can't the guy just be respected for that? That here, he didn't rat, he did his 15 years, and he doesn't want to do this. He doesn't want to do these illegal activities that could actually get him... he's wasted 15 years of his life at the end of the day.
Yep.
And the problem with me is here, you see Feach handing him a big envelope, and Tony looks at it like it's a bit of steak. He's like, I could do with that. I mean, why is he like begrudging his own cousin? And then he actually calls him useless in front of Silvio and Christopher, which I think is a bit unfair. Talking of unfair, I don't know why we were actually subjected to this, but we have got Carmela's movie night. They just boot AJ out the cinema room.
Bit unfair.
Yeah, and it's like, this probably took up about 20 minutes of the fucking episode. I get it. Adriana, like, it's kind of sad. She's going to tell them that she's a rat, and then she, like, just cries and runs, slices her hands open, and just drives away in the car. Will they find out she's a rat? Potentially, but I just don't care for Carmela at this stage of the game. I mean, Tony's, you're on the verge of getting a divorce. All the other wives. See, apart from Adriana, do you care about any other women in this show? Like,
no, they're not important. They appear, like, they get the odd screen time every like 1 or 2 episodes. It's just small talk, really. I mean, the only people they really interact with is Carmela, and I've never really liked Carmela. So therefore, if you don't like She's like the glue that's holding all these other little characters in place. And if you don't like the glue, then you're not going to like the thing stuck to it.
No, yeah, no, it's just very weird. But Tony then returns.
It's filler. It's at the end of the day, it's filler. Especially with Carmela and Tony not even see with Carmela and Tony not even being together anymore. I don't even see the need to have Carmela in so many episodes. I think she's run her course.
Yeah, I think you could argue that definitely at this stage. Now, Tony fires his Rat Pack painting off a bridge. Obviously must have thought there was a wire in it or something. He then phones Tony B and he's like, here, you can joke around with me, but see him with anybody's present in the crew? Nope, not a chance.
You gotta kiss my ass.
You gotta kiss my big ass, brother. I mean, I think it's just pathetic. We did have the funeral for Carmine. Everyone's sad, but then Carmine Jr. starts having a go at Johnny Sack about here. Was that your fucking wife that put the beads in there? Sort of thing. That's not allowed. You know, he was my father. He's like, oh, but you said he was I was like a son to him. Oh, well, fuck it, I take it back. So yeah, what do you think's going to happen? Power struggle in New York. Who's Tony going to side with? I think he'll side with Big Johnny. Phil. Could Phil get a wee foot in there?
Tony didn't seem impressed. He thought it was pretty poor that they were having this beef.
He found it quite amusing.
Did he really?
He was kind of chuckling, half a chuckle.
I thought he was disappointed that they were having a scene at the funeral. But
he was, to be fair, and then
seems like a Tony move, to be honest.
I mean, how can he be disappointed that he literally berated his cousin because he made a fucking fat joke? Boy, are you fat? And yeah, the episode ends with Adriana giving up her maid of honor, whatever the fucking term is, you know, bridesmaid, whatever. It's like, yeah, her father does this and she does this, 100 grand, fraud, good night. And
Tony!
And then it just fades to black.
Fades to black.
And that's the end. Incredibly weak end. Here,
a lot of Soprano episodes finish by fading to black. And I know you could argue that every episode has to fade to black to end, but I think The Sopranos fades to black in a slow kind of, it lets the realization setting in that it's ending kind of deal.
We wait till you see the fucking ending then. But people can say we're biased, right? And there's a lot of people that love The Sopranos, right? But I think even the biggest bum boy of The Sopranos would have to admit that the ending of episodes,
it's very, very poor.
Yeah,
there's not many episodes where they've left on a high. It's one of my favourite episodes is the one where it finishes in the car and they're coming. I think they're coming back for rescuing Polly and Chris.
Yeah.
And is that this episode where they rescued them? And
they're talking about what he says is Gary Cooper was gay.
That one.
I wasn't that episode.
Right. Well, anyway, that episode I talked about Gary Cooper, right? I thought the conversation in the car was good, but it's that's not really the way to end an episode.
No, you're right. It's not the way to end an episode.
They're having this fun conversation in the car, and then the next minute, that's it. The credits come on. It's very weird. I would actually say out of all the shows I've watched, The Sopranos is by no means the worst show, but I think it is the worst show when it comes to ending episodes. I think it just ends the episodes so randomly. I don't ever really recall a cliffhanger. And I'm not even talking about season finales. I'm talking about just average episodes, normal episodes. It's very rare that The Sopranos leaves you on a cliffhanger.
And there's never a direct resumption the next week or the next episode.
No, it's almost like a different story.
Yeah. Which I don't like. That's probably my biggest pet peeve with it.
Most shows would finish, and at the end of the episode you're thinking, I wonder how that's going to play out next week. I wonder what's going to happen next.
Yeah.
Sopranos, it'll end on something random, and then the next week, that whatever it ended on's kind of forgotten about. It doesn't, I don't know. I think they could definitely end the episodes better.
Right, I thought Tony B was the only good thing about this episode. I mean, it was alright, the funeral, I guess, but I'm going to give it a 5.
Yeah, I mean, it really wasn't. I'll give it a 6. I think it's the best episode of the season so far.
No, we gave episode 1, 7. Episode 1 was much better.
Trying to recall it.
The bear. 2 Tonys.
The bear.
It was a bit better.
The bear. Alright, well, I'm getting a 6.
You're getting it a 6. That's a 5.5 out of 10. Up next, don't know what the episode's called, but yeah, it can only get better, can't it?
Well, let's hope so.
Let's hope the classy 04 doesn't produce any fucking 4s in the rating. That's for sure.